Red Sox Baseball on NESN is brought to you by the all-new 2019 Subaru Forester, fully redesigned inside and out for all you love this summer. Just like our coffee, the Red Sox are best hot. America and the Red Sox run on Duncan. BioFreeze, the pain reliever the Red Sox use to feel no limits. Digital Federal Credit Union, what can DCU mean to you? And by William Ravis, the official real estate company of the Boston Red Sox. Great pictures here at Fenway Park tonight as number 8 went down the tunnel, and we are getting set for the ball game with Mike Yastrzemski about to lead things off after a terrific moment and a first pitch with his grandfather. Mike last night with a home run and a booming double, playing on a diamond he grew up watching Nomar, Manny, and Pedro play on. Those were his guys. He's in right field tonight. Chassin's first pitch will miss for ball 1 as we get underway.
You got to be jacked up if you're this kid, Mike, huh? I mean, really?
It's been a lot on his plate. No question about that.
It's like a playoff kind of a pulse you got going on here.
He's expected to have about 150 friends and family here tonight, along with his grandfather, of course, pals from his high school alma mater, St. John's Prep in Danvers, among others. Rem, when you were talking with Yaz yesterday and he talked about mental toughness, this kid's got to have some. He's got to have quite a bit, as he'll take a strike.
Well, that's a little bit of what we talked about, the fact that you spend so much time in the minor leagues and you finally get an opportunity and you take advantage of that opportunity, and that's what the kid's done.
I don't know what that's like to have to go through something like that. That's 6-7 years.
Mike will take ball 4. Here's a look at the Giants lineup the rest of the way. Brandon Belt next, then Kevin Pillar, Alex Dickerson, Stephen Vogt, Brandon Crawford at short. Christian Adames is at third base. Dubon at second, and Aramis Garcia is the young catcher recently promoted to take on the Red Sox starting pitcher, presented by New England Audi dealers. Yuli Chassin making his 4th start, coming off 2 2/3 against Toronto in a 7-4 Red Sox win.
Well, he's thrown good for the Red Sox. 5 2/3, hasn't given up anything. 9 punch outs. So he's trying to put his name in that hat going forward, and that this starting rotation, they're going to need some depth. You never know.
Belt 236, 17 home runs, homered last night.
To me, Chassin is about that slider. He doesn't throw 95, but he's got a good slider. He moves it around.
He's already faced the Giants 1 time this year, went 5 innings, gave up 1 earned run in that ball game.
Sharply foul. Well, Chassin has seen him a lot, 31 times.
Yeah, over the National League, yeah.
There's 5 hits off him, 1 home run.
Anybody that has experienced Colorado like Chassin has done and pitched well there.
Yeah, you got to have something, right?
Then he reinvented himself again and pitched great in Milwaukee. So can he do it again?
Well, getting that opportunity for Alex Cora to audition for next season. Here's the 1-2 to Belt.
That changeup sort of went by way of the slider. Ball was pulled a little bit. Look, see the changeup? It goes the other way.
That's weird. It looks like a little slider right at the end, but not that kind of spin.
And Yastrzemski off the bag. As mentioned, Mike Yastrzemski playing right field tonight, played left last night. That one gets underneath Sandy Leon, but no advance.
A little different look for the Red Sox tonight. Sandy Leon behind the plate. Christian Vasquez is in the cleanup spot tonight for the Red Sox as a DH.
Bridge master.
And no Mookie Betts and no JD Martinez. JD tweaking a groin last night. Mookie's still out with that sore foot. Although he was getting some running in and looked pretty good earlier tonight. 2-2 hammered foul. And news before the game, the Red Sox have shut down David Price for the rest of the season. He will not pitch again in 2019 with that wrist situation and the cyst that just got in the way, and they need to take care of that and take care of David Price for next year. And a count 2-2 on Belt. He'll fly that one into left center toward the wall. Jackie's going to play this one off the monster. Yastrzemski into third. They'll stop him there, and walking into second base, Belt's got a double.
Now, Belt's got some opposite field power. There's no question about that. Little slider to the outside part of the plate, and he kind of inside out that ball high off the wall out there in left field. Yastrzemski rounded second base, and right there as he takes a look and reads it's going to be off the wall, he moves on to third base. They have to hold him there, but very quickly second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, he took that. Bradley took a double away from him last night. Went up and took it off the scoreboard. He couldn't climb that high this time.
Here's Pilar, 258, 21 home runs. Swinging away as ever.
Here's the Red Sox defense, brought to you by Land Rover. Devis at third, Bogarts at short, Hernandez at second, and Mullen at first. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Brock Holt, and Sandy Leon doing the catching for Chassin.
Roll to short. Run will score. Xander up and throwing to first to get him. That brings in Yastrzemski to make it 1-0 Giants, as Pilar will pick up his 82nd RBI. The umpires are brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Eric Cooper behind the plate with Barber, Little, and West on the bases. Joe, the crew chief. We're available as telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit Compra2Toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Alex Dickerson, left fielder tonight, 288 with 6 home runs. As a man at second and a run in.
Red Sox obviously with the man on third, 2 men in scoring position, playing back early in the ball game. Do not expect this to be a one-run game.
You know, we get Dunkin' Donuts coffee delivered before every game. It usually arrives about 10 minutes before the game, and I get my order in. And typically Robin is kind enough back here to bring the Java down and fulfill our orders, and she's wonderful. You know who brought my coffee tonight?
The man.
One of the greatest Red Sox of all time, Jim Rice. Brought my coffee down. You don't get that every day anywhere in America, where Jim Rice will personally deliver. Look at this. He does everything. There's nothing that man can't do.
It scared me when he came down here. I was like, what's he going to do?
It scared me too. I was like, wow. Oh, Jim, he was in a good mood. He's very happy tonight. He was great with Yaz earlier, I'm sure, and that was a lot of fun for all of us. We'll see if
you got coffee from a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you get coffee from a Hall of Famer. That ain't bad. That's a nice way to start. 1-2 on Dickerson.
A lot of sliders early on here for Chassin.
Another one.
Not real proud of his gas early on.
Breaking ball trying to go. It looked like he was trying to go back door with that, the way that Leon was set up. Instead it went down and a little bit inside.
See that 90-mile-an-hour fastball got in on him. That's enough. You know, it's amazing. You don't have to throw 95.
And a right-hander with another 2-2 to the cleanup man. A coolish night here at Fenway. At the moment, no wind at all. Last night, late in the game, it actually played a pretty significant role, that wind. Weather forecast is brought to you by Marvin Windows and Doors. Visit marvin.com to define your home today. So it's gotten into the 50s.
Yeah, they say later on tonight it's supposed to get into high 40s. A little too early for that stuff.
We don't need a frost.
No, not yet.
But then it's going to warm up again.
Yeah, over the weekend it's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah, as the Sox leave town 3-2. And struck him out. Went back to that slider to fan him, and there are 2 gone. 8-pitch at bat.
You know, a couple fastballs inside that he saw Dickerson earlier, and he just catches the outside corner. Thank you very much. You see Sandy pull it down.
Good pitch. Good job by Leon.
Two-way for the DH vote, who caught every inning last night for the Giants. All 15. They got him hitting tonight in the 5 spot. A record-tying night where 24 pitchers got into the game to tie a major league record.
And the thing about that is there's still 24 more to go after that. if we were still we could have gone all night.
Bochy was going to match up. I mean, until the cows came home. The matchup master going after 2,000 tonight. Bochy.
Yeah. Only 10 major league managers have reached 2,000 career wins. You can do that tonight. And those 10 are all in the Hall of Fame. That one torched. That's hit wickedly. That ball is going to be fair off the wall. They're going to call it a home run. That is gone. A wicked line drive. Never got very high off the ground at all. And it's a 2-run homer for Stephen Vogt, his 10th of the season.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that fastball, and he got it in on Dickerson. Well, he didn't get it in on Vogt. Look at this fastball right there, high, middle, and he hits a rope down the right field line, hits the pesky pole or somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah, I think it did get the pole. It was a line shot, a topspin line drive, and yes, right off the yellow pole. Everybody smiles on a visiting team when they hit one off that pole because they realize how short it is out there.
So very quickly, 3-0. Brings up Brandon Crawford.
You'll take the double, but you'd love a dinger, and that's what it was.
Yeah, you know, on contact it's going to be something good.
Yeah, it's something good.
Up the middle. Diving play, Bogarts again from the knees. Not this time.
Man,
almost a carbon copy of what he did last night, except for the ending.
Yeah, it was Crawford the last time too, right?
It was, and that was a little bit more difficult than the one last night. I mean, he has to go completely outstretched to get this one. It bounces high off the mound, and then from the knees again, but not this time at first base. What a great effort by Xander Bogaerts.
You know, that was one of his best, we thought, last night. This was one of his best, but it can't be because he didn't throw him out.
Exactly, yeah.
Great effort.
Chacin very appreciative of the effort, but it'll be a hit for Crawford. And we'll bring up Adames here in a moment. So a long first inning for Chacin. And talking about last night, and I think there was quite a bit of chatter today about pumping the brakes on playing that long at this point, especially a game that will wind up meaning nothing for both teams. Is it time to really take a hard look at the proposal of, when you go to extra innings, start with a runner at second base, the offensive team?
Well, I could see that in September with rosters like this, but that's not going to happen because they're going to change it next year anyway. But you're just talking about in general, right? Throughout the season.
Correct.
I don't think that'll ever.
I don't like it.
No way.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'm an old schooler.
Well, 6 hours is an awfully long time just to play devil's advocate in a game that does not really mean
I agree.
anything. So, how about getting everybody home at a decent hour? The chance the game could end much quicker. than 15 innings. On the other hand, I know a lot of baseball purists say, hey, that's the game. Those are the rules of the game. Don't change that.
Well, that game might have stopped earlier if you had the reliever have to face more than one guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
you mean the 3-man rule?
Right. I mean, the game might have been over.
Yeah, and still another way of looking at it is if you don't have a limitless roster, maybe the game ends a lot quicker.
Well, I'll say this, and I've been involved in a lot of extra inning games, obviously, and as a player, I don't think you notice it as much as the fans do and we do watching the games. I think a player, you're so involved in it.
Yeah.
You get tired, but you're so involved in it. You sometimes you don't know what inning it is.
Yeah, it's a given. You're in the game.
You're in the game.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. You don't think twice about it.
I think players also don't notice sometimes that much when a particular pitcher is incredibly slow delivering the pitch, because you're in the moment and your adrenaline's pumping and the game's moving a lot faster down there than it is up here.
Oh, it certainly is. Yeah.
Or for a fan watching on television. Runner takes off and a big foul back by Adames.
It's funny, a lot of times you'll say things and you think back about to when you were playing the game itself, and quite frankly, to me, there was no downtime. I mean, you're involved in every pitch in some form or fashion. Same thing when you're facing the pitcher. Same thing when the pitcher's facing a hitter. They're involved all the time. And I don't know. It's just you just notice it more when you're not down on the field. That's just my opinion. It may sound crazy, but
but I tell you what, when I watched other pitchers pitch, whether it's my teammates, the pitchers, or the other side, and if somebody was slow, you knew it. It was irritating.
It was.
It just was.
I think this season we've noticed a lot of that very profoundly. Guys don't want to throw certain pitches, and they won't do it as the runner goes, and swung on a missed strike 3, given the proliferation of home runs, which has really been amazing. 3-0 San Francisco. Is the DH, Moreland at first, then Bradley, Hernandez, and Leon against Jeff Samardzija. And a high foul out of play by the slumping Benintendi's, and a 5 for 50.
Samardzija's had a nice year for them. The record's only 10-12, but he had a couple months this season, July and August, where he together those 2 months he had a 1.99 ERA. So he's been as good as he's ever been in his career of those 2 months.
It's been a long time since he faced the Red Sox ball club back in 2015.
I think Bogarts is already shaking in his boots in the on deck circle. We'll talk about that later.
Benintendi 0 for 7 last night with a walk.
This slump by Benintendi seems unreal, doesn't it? As bad as we've ever seen him. He's hit some balls hard. Last night he hit a couple balls hard.
He did. He hit some line drives, but everything was caught.
That's what happens when you're in a slump. I mean, you can't seem to find any green grass out there at all.
And a 2-2 from Samardzija. 6'4", 242. Played both baseball and football at Notre Dame.
Yeah, he came up with the Cubs out of the bullpen, threw hard. He still throws hard, but not like then.
Line again into center field. This hangs up and caught by Pilar, one away.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense. Adames at third base, Crawford the shortstop, Dubon at second, and Belt at first. Left to right, Alex Dickerson, Kevin Pilar, Mike Yastrzemski, and Garcia doing the catching for Samardzija.
Xander Bogaerts says this is the toughest pitcher he's faced.
Imagine that. And he hasn't even faced them that much. No. Long time since he's faced them.
6 at bats he's got against them going back to 2015. He's got 1 hit.
He says he doesn't like the way he looks in there, like it's intimidating.
a very honest response, but not sure I'd want that guy to know that.
I know, but it's a strange name. Not to take anything away from Samardzija, that's the one guy that he not necessarily feels a little intimidated by.
He'll pop it up. Adames and Crawford there, and Adames third baseman to take that for the second out.
Hey, you know what? Everybody's got a guy. I mean, you know,
who's your guy?
Flanagan, Mike Flanagan.
Okay, I get it.
Just no chance.
Right.
No chance, and I knew it going into the game. And no matter how badly I wanted to get a hit, I don't think I had 3 against him my whole career. They used to laugh at me in my own dugout.
You should have taken the day off.
Yeah, you know, Zim, it was the same lineup every day.
Every day.
This guy is a very good wide receiver at Notre Dame. He set the Irish single season receiving record. 1,215 yards, caught 15 touchdowns in 05.
You know, where do you go with that kind of competitive juice? I mean, I know the mound, being on the mound is competitive, but nothing like football. He picked the right sport because he can last a lot longer. What he's doing right now, made a lot of money too up to this point.
Oh, we thought a couple of times last night maybe that would be the at bat where Devers would launch that 30th home run. Been sitting on 29 and on 107 RBIs for quite a while. Giants up 3-0 in the first.
Little splitter right there. So we've seen the fastball, the cutter, and now the splitter. As that split finger didn't do very much. Kind of stayed on a straight plane, and
yeah, he gets to the side of it a little bit. He's not totally on top of it. I see the 93. He used to throw 95 plus.
I mean, to me, that 93 looks a little hotter than 93.
You think?
It looks like it kind of explodes out of that kind of a slow, deliberate delivery he has.
He looks like the type of guy that would grunt.
2-2. Samardzija was a finalist for the Fred Biletnikoff Award. That's an award that goes annually to the top college football wide receiver. Finished his Notre Dame career with 27 touchdowns and a school record 179 receptions. So certainly couldn't have gone that way as well. Flared foul on a play.
How'd you make a habit to make that choice? You know, whether you're going to be a pro football player and a real good one, or a baseball player and a real good one. I mean, that's got to be pretty special.
I know. Take your choice.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I mean, choice you would think would be baseball because your career is going to be longer.
Yeah.
3-2. And walked him. Red Sox have their first base runner in front of tonight's DH Christian Vasquez. Career highs in games played, hits, extra base hits, doubles, home runs, RBIs, and runs scored. And tonight, the designated hitter. 2 down, 1 on.
Oh, thank you. That's a gift down and away. You know, you wonder if Vasquez, because you're hitting cleanup, you said, man, I am the man. I am hitting cleanup. Puts a little extra pressure, don't you think? I mean,
you do feel strange when you're hitting in a position like 3 or 4 when you're not used to it.
He drops it in.
Well, it's been quite a year for Vasquez. I mean, you look at the difference between last year. Games played 128 in 2019, 80 last year. 21 home runs compared to 3. Only had a 16 RBIs a year ago. I mean, this has been a real breakout season for Vasquez. Throw on top of that, throwing out 37% of the runners that have gone against him. Pretty impressive.
2 out, Devers on.
There he is.
Captain Carl.
Captain was worried. I was talking to him yesterday, and he was worried about reaching home plate. That was his biggest concern.
I don't blame him. It's not an easy thing to do.
Up the middle, Crawford ranging, flips it for the force play and retire the side. To take on Yuli's 12 starts against the Giants. That includes a 1.94 ERA. But he gave up 3 runs right away in the first inning. So trying to calm things down in the second as he gets 8, 9, and 1. Dubon, a 274 hitter. And did not offer, according to Sean Barber.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with the fastball. He's got to, like you see, the 2-seamer there. That's a pretty good idea.
Wild cut, 1-2.
Well, completely fooled on that slider right there. That's one that kind of stayed up in the zone and just totally went away from the right-handed hitter. No breakdown.
That slider you're not totally on. That's why it's only 78 miles an hour. You get a little underneath it, around it.
Badly fooled again, this time for a strikeout, 1 away.
2020 season tickets are now on sale. Season ticket plans provide fans with the best seat locations, price, and benefits, such as early entry into Fenway Park and much more. Season ticket plans start with 10 games. For more info, call 877-RED Sox 9 or visit redsox.com/season tickets.
Ramos Garcia, he's doing catching tonight and looks at a strike. Red Sox and the Giants wrap up the series tomorrow afternoon. Eduardo Rodriguez against Madison Bumgarner. Real good one there for the mound matchup at 105. Jerry and I will have that. Eck will have off. And then we see you again last weekend, huh?
Yes, Baltimore.
1-2.
A pretty special event you're going to this weekend out in Oakland.
Yeah, it's the second Hall of Fame. Last year was the first one. So, it's been the Oakland A's has been around a long time. They finally had a Hall of Fame last year. I was lucky enough to go in it. Now this year they have another one, as we see Yaz, and La Russa's going into it. Vida Blue, everybody remembers the name Vida Blue, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mark McGuire's going in. Campy Campaneris. And the Haas's, the Haas family that owned the team when I was there.
They've had some great players.
Oh yeah,
in athletics history.
I mean, it's hard to only pick 3 or 4 to get in at the start, right? I mean,
yeah,
there's 50 guys that could be there.
2-2, and he got him. Back-to-back Ks, and indeed 3 in a row going back to the first inning.
So seeing, I'm telling you, he's all about that slider. He's got a good slider. You got to be able to set it up. He's gotten burnt with a fastball tonight.
Carl to watch Mike again, who was aboard on a 3-run homer by Vogt after taking a walk in the first inning. Paige, his wife, watching Mike for the second time this evening. Mike said after the marathon last night, he said the crowd reaction all night was incredible. I can't thank them enough for being supportive and showing me some love when I'm on the opposing side. He said it's unheard of, and it was really special. And a 2-0. Got to number 20 last night in just 88 games. Fastest Giants rookie ever to get there.
Got a good idea about the plate coverage and selection. Been around a while. He's not a kid.
And wrap to Hernandez will gobble it up, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. An upcoming big with Ace Ticket. Tickets for tomorrow afternoon's game against the Giants starting at only $9 and only $15 for next weekend series with the Orioles. Visit aceticket.com right now. Bottom of the second inning, Brock Holt leading it off. Recognized tonight before the game at Fenway for his contributions as the captain of the Jimmy Fund and as the Roberto Clemente nominee, which is considered one of the great awards in all of baseball.
Yeah, just to be nominated for that is huge. Does an awful lot of work for the Jimmy Fund.
And Mitch Moreland, who is on deck today, recognized by the Bo Sox Club as the man of the year for his work outside of baseball too, which is equally as tireless. And time for the Carrying the Freight moment, brought to you by Old Dominion.
But is best known for his close work with the Jimmy Fund. First introduced to the Jimmy.
Carrying the Freight brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Lines, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Lunging ground ball right to Belt. One away.
Saturday on the season finale of My Stories, TC sits down with Dustin Pedroia. Hear Dustin talk about his legacy and his future with the Red Sox. Catch an all-new My Story Saturday afternoon at 4:30 on NESN, presented by BuyAToyota.com and Sullivan Tire and Auto Service.
It's hard to believe when you say the last episode this season. I mean, it's like this thing to me is going by really fast. You know, it's weird. It's beginning spring training and.
But there's an air that has sort of lifted this stadium. You know, when Minnesota was in town, they were in it, right?
Yes.
That series, that homestand with Minnesota and New York was the make or break. I know they got themselves in a bad position, but they had to make something happen. And
right.
They did just the opposite. They went 2-5 instead of 5-2, and that was it. That's at least how I felt.
I was really looking forward, and I still am looking forward to the games in Tampa because I'd like to see the Red Sox play great baseball there and give them a hard time.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? That's all they have left is to hurt them.
And that's it. It's that series.
And they should hurt them because they went 8-1 here. They beat the Red Sox 8 times here, didn't they? I think.
Mitch hitting .244, 15 home runs. Bases empty, 1 down, 3-0 the Giants.
I'll tell you one thing. You know, both clubs, both teams that were watching play tonight. We watched last night for a long time. What, 6 hours? And they played their tails off.
They did.
They really played their tails off for 6 hours of baseball.
Third longest game in the majors this season. That one stung down the line, but he hooked it foul.
And that's good to see. You know, I mean, as you said, Dave, earlier, I mean, we really don't want to be here for 6 hours, but it's good to see two teams, you know, that are not going to the playoffs play that hard for that long a period of time.
They don't know how to play any different.
Exactly.
I think that's what it comes down to. It shows a lot about both these organizations. You know, a lot of pride.
I agree with
both those sides.
Yep. And you give a credit to those two guys right there too.
Yeah. The managers don't stand for it.
Bradley on deck, 1 away. Last night was the 4th longest game by time in Fenway Park history. Red Sox have only played a handful of longer games, 6:07, 6:01, exactly 6 hours. 2-2. Round ball, it's foul.
Any of those in our time frame?
Yeah. Every one of them. I think the deepest it goes back is 1981 against Seattle. That was 6 hours and 1 minute.
I remember that game. We finished that the next day.
Huh.
I had 7 hits in that game.
Here in Boston.
I think 7.
It was 20 innings.
20 innings, yeah. No, maybe not 7. No, that's got to be wrong.
6 hours, 1 minute, 20 innings. Against Toronto 2 years ago in September, went 19 innings. That was 6 hours.
I remember that game very well. We had a tie game, and we had a curfew in those days at 1 o'clock. We had to come back and play and finish that game and then play the regularly scheduled game after that was over.
T-Mobile's connection to the game. 13 Giants pitchers used. That's tied for the most used by one team in Major League history.
Sorry, T-Mobile, for butting in on that.
2-2. And another one in 2012 against Baltimore. They went 17 innings, 607. So it was right up there. And Samardzija 2-2. Center fielder Pilar gets a good look at this coming in. Two-way. And Jackie Bradley will climb in next. And tomorrow we'll wrap up the Red Sox interleague schedule for 2019.
Yeah, Jackie looking for his 20th home run.
Hit the 19th yesterday.
Started talking about home runs last night, and in Minnesota last night, Sano, the third baseman, hit his 30th home run. They have 5 guys with 30 or more home runs.
Ooh, that's amazing.
That's a record.
Off the edge. Time to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. Last 25 games, Jackie has hit 7 home runs. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox.
Got those slugging numbers up is what that is. All the extra base hits.
On the infield, Dubon. And the Red Sox go quietly in the second. Presented by Sullivan Tire Service. We're always here to get you there. You see where Bruce Bochy ranks among all-time major league managers. Number 11, right behind Leo DeRocher. I mean, look at those names: McCarthy, Walter Alston, Leo DeRocher, and then Bruce Bochy.
How many years? 25 years. 3 world championships. Boy, he was perturbed last night, wasn't he?
He was angry, yes.
We caught him on camera a couple of times. I don't think he's done that very often, but he was upset.
On a number of occasions.
Yeah. Then again, I haven't seen a ton of his games and watched, but he's made so many moves. I mean, that's why I think he's a great manager, is the way he's used his bullpen. I mean, that's a big part of managing, obviously, especially in the National League over the years.
Giants closed the season with a 6-game homestand, and they will face the Dodgers the last 3. And he's expected to get quite a send-off there by the fans by the Bay. Hit wickedly, but foul by Belt, who's already doubled and scored tonight.
I lied to you guys last inning. I never did get 7 hits in the game. I got 6.
I would have never known.
I got 6. I was 6 for 10 in that long extra inning game.
Ooh.
And Devers had 6 hits in a game this year. 6 bullets. I had 6 dribblers.
Struck him out swinging. 1 man gone. That's 5 Ks for Chassin.
Get expert emergency care at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. First aid station located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is part of Beth Israel Lahey Health. Visit BIDMC.org.
I give you a lot of credit for being a stand-up guy, because nobody would have known you didn't get 7.
Well, they would have been all over him in that Twitter. They would have. In this day and age, are you kidding me?
No, you know, I'm thinking and I'm saying I did have 7 in one game, and that was down in Mexico and in Winneball. And they started calling me. I tied some guy's record, Diablo Montoya.
It's a fair ball. Here's the throw, and it will not get him. So Pilar is going to be safe. A little hesitation there.
Just a hair.
Just a little to cost him at first base. A good, strong throw by Devers. He plays it on the backhand here, but see, in the transfer, he couldn't get it on the first grab. And that's going to be the difference at first base. He's made that play all season long, but right there, The double clutch. He gets angry at himself.
He's talking to himself right there.
So Pilar is on. He's one of the few Giants who will run. Brings up Dickerson. That is ruled a base hit for Pilar, by the way. Dickerson caught looking at a third strike in the first inning. Long at bat. And he'll miss downstairs. 2-1. Giancarlo Stanton is back with the Yankees. Back in their starting lineup. They're on the verge of clinching the division. Been on the 60-day injured list. Now with that ligament injury in his right knee, he's only played, what, 9 games all year?
That's going to be interesting, Dave, to see what they do with him. I mean, they've been pretty good without him.
Struck him out for the second time. 2 gone. Let's toss it down to Jemai.
Thank you very much, Dave. You guys have been talking about Giants manager Bruce Bochy approaching that milestone of 2,000 career managerial wins. Only 10 managers in Major League history have ever accomplished that feat, and all those guys are in the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. I asked Bochy if he thought about the feat he was approaching it. He says, honestly, it isn't a number that I really had ever thought about. It just means that I've had tremendous support. He was also quick to point out the losses. He says those are there too. He's got 2,022 of those, but he said overall he's just thankful to have had the belief throughout his 25-year managerial career.
Yeah, he's going to go into the Hall of Fame with a losing record.
Yeah, he is.
But he's going to Cooperstown.
And I'm trying to think, how long does it take a manager? It's not as long. I remember La Russa quit in 2011, that season, and he went in 2014. So
you don't have to wait the 5.
You don't have to wait the 5.
Runner taken off. Sandy's throw off into center field. Pilar with a theft of second here with 2 down.
That's 12 stolen bases now on the season for Pilar. He is one of the guys, as you mentioned, that will run on this giant ball club. That ball just sails on Sandy with the head first slide. Pilar had no idea it was going into center field, so he has to remain at second base.
And that's so unlike Sandy. That just was not a good throw. Good throw. He's out.
Sandy has not played all that much the last month.
I mean, for him, you think about Sandy, he's a good throwing catcher. He just is, and that's not Sandy there.
So count 2-0 on Vogt, who has cracked a low line drive home run off the pesky pole. A 2-run shot first inning. I'll tell you something else about Bochy from firsthand experience. I've been in his office several times after games, particularly working for ESPN. He's very generous with a great bottle of wine. So after the game, when he's won, he'll pop that cork, and he's a generous pourer.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
He likes the wine, huh?
And good stuff, too.
Well, that's from wine country.
Exactly right.
He hasn't got far to walk home either after the game, right? He lives right next to the. He does.
Right next to the
walk.
park. Yep.
Imagine that, Jerry.
Walk to the yard.
Walk to the yard.
He's really a great fella. And a marvelous run. They love him in San Francisco.
He took the Padres to the World Series in '98, right? Lost to the Yankees.
Yep, they won 98 games.
Right.
Yeah. It was the Ken Caminiti.
Right.
San Diego Padres.
I think that was a sweep that year, wasn't it, for the Yankees? 4-0.
That's when the Yankees had a great year. '98.
Yeah.
One of the best teams they've had.
So runners at first and second, 2 gone. Brandon Crawford will be the batter, and Dan Levangie out.
On Saturday, September 21st, you're invited to join Nesson Connects and Jason Stone Injury Lawyers at Brooksby Farm in Peabody, 9:30 until noon, where we'll be fitting each child with a free bike helmet as part of the Jason Stone Injury Lawyers Brain Injury Prevention prevention program. That's a mouthful.
Well, 2 away. Crawford a single in the first inning.
I'm glad you got that one, Egg.
Ooh.
That's a good cause.
So the Giants trying to add on here. They're up 3-0. Red Sox about to hit the road after the day game tomorrow. Active bullpen. Bobby Pointer. Sox are heading for Tampa Bay and Texas. Last road trip of the season.
Boy, that fastball upstairs, I tell you, you can't not throw fastballs upstairs nowadays, regardless how hard you throw or don't throw.
After tomorrow's game is finished, the Red Sox will have just 3 home games remaining. Those are those last ones against the Orioles, the 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Remember last weekend years ago that was fan appreciation everywhere when I played. They'd give away cars and stuff like that. Jerry, remember that?
Yep.
Stopped by Leo, no advance.
They don't do that stuff anymore, huh? I mean, I'm sure somewhere they do, but not here.
Yeah, there used to be Fan Appreciation Day, and
we get the 10th player sometime. Remember we had that?
Yeah. That was TV 38.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the 10th player award.
Yeah.
Gave away cars.
Well, Fan Appreciation Day. Oh, the car went to the 10th player.
Yeah, and a fan.
Oh, and a fan.
Yeah.
We've got to bring that back, I think.
I'm not hooting on this organization. You're saying, come on, where's the fan appreciation? Let's go, bounce around.
I want to see that car go to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, fully decked out SUV.
They used to do it. They used to do it in baseball here and hockey also.
Channel 38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll get through Moreland. Fair ball down the line. It ricochets to Holt. 1 run in. They're going to hold a man at third. Scampering into second. Crawford. A bullet and a double.
Got to trick Moreland. You know, that hop. Ball was hit hard and got by him. Moreland picks that ball a lot of times, but didn't there. That's a double by Crawford at RBI.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see Mitch make that play, and that time it just gets by him, bounces off that wall. 1 run will score. I'll tell you, Crawford, he's been swinging about well.
Yeah, one-handed swing there too, and just fooled him a little bit.
It'll be a double all the way in RBI, and the night is over for Chassin. Pointer coming on. We'll take the break. 4-0 Giants. All game 72 pitches, gave up 4 earned runs, and that double by Crawford puts runners at second and third. Both of those men belong to him.
Boy, he threw a ton of pitches, you know, a lot of deep counts.
Yeah, a lot of pitches in the first inning.
Adames struck out in the first. He has 2 men on and 2 men out. 4-0 San Francisco. Bobby, one of those who did pitch last night. In fact, it's a lot easier to tell you who didn't pitch. Through a perfect 6th inning. He's made 4 perfect appearances for the Red Sox since his most recent recall, as that one's floated foul.
Yeah, and he was supposed to go home. He was one of the guys that was going home, I believe.
Yeah, the only thing that kept Bobby from going home to West Palm Beach was the hurricane. He was waiting to see how that played out.
So I might as well stay around and
might as well stay and pitch in the majors.
And they changed lanes.
Yeah, they changed lanes with about what, 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah,
they did.
Boy, that might have been a strike.
Yeah, bottom of the strike zone. Why not?
kind of fooled Sandy, didn't it? Look at this. Change up on the corner. He catches it the other way around instead of trying to frame it. That was weird.
Almost looked like he might have got crossed up, but he didn't go out there.
1-2. And got him on the foul tip into the mid, strike 3. 4-0 Giants.
Renters Insurance.
Well, Giants have handed Jeff Samardzija 4 runs. 4-0 San Francisco. Bottom half of the 3rd inning. Dave O'Brien alongside Jerry Remy and Dennis Eckersley. And the middle game of the series, San Francisco winning the marathon game 7-6 last night. Actually ended after 1 o'clock this morning. Eck, what time did your head hit the pillow?
3 o'clock.
How about you, Rem?
135.
Wow. You're the.
That's amazing. That's a land speed record.
You know, I laid down about 2:30 and finally shut it down.
Yeah.
135, you're out.
That is getting it.
That's when I was moving my way into bed. Yes, at 135. Yeah.
Made good time.
I did. I got it. You know, the park was basically empty at the end of the game. Got home quickly.
Well, the car was running, you said, for a long time. It still had gas in it.
I just had some gas. enough to get home is all I cared about.
Kind of cruised in.
Had a very quick oil, and then I went to bed.
There we go. 135. Sandy Leon on deck, and then Andrew Benintendi. Red Sox trying to get something going here against the veteran Samardzija. Began his career with the Chicago Cubs in 08. He was out of the bullpen at that time. He grew up in Indiana, only about 45 minutes from Wrigley Field. So he's a Midwesterner all the way, but now pitching on the West Coast.
He went over to the A's when they tried to make that run in 2014. Was it 14?
14 or 15, yeah. Liner into left, but that'll hang up for Dickerson.
That's when the Red Sox gave the A's Lester, right? They had Lester and Samardzija for that run, and they got to the wild card game, and Lester lost to Kansas City.
And you were talking about that yesterday. How unusual it was for Oakland to do something like that too.
Yeah, we got Cespedes, remember? And then we flipped him for Porcello.
Brian Johnson, who's been pitching a lot here down the stretch, warming up again. Sandy Leon batting lefty, hitting 200.
I think I said Porcella. I meant Porcello. Like,
you did say
who's
Porcella?
I caught myself.
We knew who you were.
Yeah, I know, but you know.
It's an insurance company.
1-0.
Samardzija, you know, as a starting pitcher, he's only had one winning season. One. That was back, when was that? 2016. He was 12-11. That's been the extent of it. Losing lifetime record.
Last year, injury problems. He was 1-5. Year before that, 9-15. Did pitch well in that stint with the A's, although he had a losing record there too. He went 5-6 with a 3.14. Sandy Leon will take ball 4. So the only 2 Red Sox base runners who come on walk so far.
This week on Dining Playbook, Billy and Jenny are on the field at Fenway to learn about the Red Sox culinary skills. Plus they check the brand new 110 Grill, South Bay and Dorchester. Catch it all on Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9 on Nesson, driven to you by your New England Chevy dealers.
Brandon's had such an outstanding season individually. Benintendi hit the ball pretty good. He's done that pretty frequently lately with nothing to show for it. He lined to center field.
Yeah, that was a great example last time out. A bullet to center field. Right at Pilar.
Needs one to fall in a bad way. His average down to 268, 13 home runs.
And that didn't have to be a strike either.
We're talking about Carl and Mike Yastrzemski a great deal. Well, how about this connection? That is Dave Fleming on the right, Giants announcer, and Will Fleming, his taller brother. I know he lords over him on that.
Which one's the oldest? Which one's older? I don't know.
I believe Will is older than Dave. Could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I don't know either. I couldn't even guess.
John Miller looks interested, doesn't he? In that conversation?
Yeah, John Miller. People remember here. He was with the Red Sox in the radio booth. What, back in 80, 81, 82, or whatever?
Yeah. Long time with the Giants, national broadcaster for ESPN.
Yeah, Sunday Night Baseball forever. Right?
Yeah, he and Joe Morgan.
Yeah,
together for a long time.
Will, by the way, will be joining Remdog in Tampa for a couple of games in that series. I'm going to be doing some football. And the second one on the first hand, that'll be a double play to retire the side.
Community health, pressing public health challenges. To learn more, visit cbshealth.com/CSR.
Giants with a 4-0 lead going to the 4th inning. The new Red Sox pitcher is Brian Johnson. So he is number 3. We can't help but keep count after last night. Mauricio Dubon, second baseman, 0 for 1. He whiffed his first time up. And a little topper here. Devers to his left. 1 away.
Dubon loves to swing at that first pitch. Little we've seen of him.
Yeah, that happens. You know, last time he struck out at a breaking ball away from him, and a lot of times guys go to the plate. I'm not going to 2 strikes again. Jumped all over that first breaking ball. A nice little tapper down to Rafael Devers at third base.
Here's Garcia, struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. With Mike Yastrzemski on deck.
It's too bad we haven't seen Posey. We don't get a chance to see him. Very great player for the Giants over the years. Rookie of the Year, MVP. He's done it all.
He came out and he actually warmed up the pitcher in between innings.
Did he?
Yeah, put on a hockey style mask and warmed him up, and Eric Cooper, the umpire, noticed it. He said, "Hey, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a while."
Reminds me of the way that Pedroia entered the big leagues. Rookie of the Year, MVP the next year. I mean, you've done it all. You got the World Championship. What else is there? You might as well take it to the house.
That was Buster in between innings. Warming up Samardzija.
Well, you never forget why they changed that rule, right? Behind the plate.
The blocking
That's
rule.
it.
Yeah, blocking the plate.
This kid was named Cousins that came in from Miami, if I remember, and took him out.
Yeah, that was nasty. Wave and a miss, and he's going to strike him out. 2 up and 2 down in the 4th.
That's the second time Garcia's going down in the game on a breaking ball. One from a right-hander, Chacin, this time from Johnson, the left-hander. The curveball.
And now Mike Yastrzemski has walked and grounded out. 0 for 1. He's handled all of this attention beautifully. Nice swing here, but it stays up for Brock Holt, and it's a good inning for Brian Johnson.
Sports Today is presented by the technology is as helpful as the people.
What do you think? How many touchdowns Pats win that one by?
Oh, I hate to get into the the points, but they're playing awfully good, aren't they?
The Jets are horrible.
I mean, what is the spread? 21?
I haven't even looked yet.
Is that what the spread is?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
What was it last week?
It was up there pretty good.
Xander is 0 for 1. He's popped up, making him 1 for 7 against the toughest pitcher he's faced, he says. Jeff Samardzija, who has a 4-run cushion. It's sharply, but a big hop there for Adames. Low throw and dug out by Belt for the out. 1 away.
That's a horrible feeling when you make a throw like that and you get all the time in the world and you just make a bad throw and you just hope, you just pray that the first baseman can bail you out. He threw a cross-seamer, got the seams the right way, but a little bit short, but Belt does the job. Yeah.
Boy, Adames' shoes are kicking from up here, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of it earlier. I hope he strikes out looking.
Oh, he'll scoop this one. Spins around and gets him. Got to be the shoes.
Yeah.
Two
You
down.
want to drop a pair of shoes on him, right, Jerry?
That's what I'm talking about. If he strikes out looking, you drop a pair of shoes on him. A great play
That's
right
a
here,
great
though.
pick.
Took a base hit away from Devers. A bullet by Devers, and this time he makes the accurate throw to first base.
Those do stand out.
Yes, they do.
You know, when we play with the Red Sox, you'd have to wear those drab-looking shoes that we used to wear. Now, at least they let the players do what they want. Don't you think? And some guys wear the white shoes.
Vasquez with a mile-high fly, but not deep. Dickerson in on it. And that's all for the Sox.
He's trying to plead his case a little bit there.
Yeah, Cora and the trainer went right to the umpire and out to the mound. They all immediately went.
It was his last warm-up toss.
Oh yeah, a little hop as you can see at the end, and
Well, they're like hawks, man. You little
yeah, they don't miss anything.
man. Little kink in your giddy up, and they're all over it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit on edge after what happened to Dellin Betances. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Dellin Betances, the reliever for the Yankees, suffered a partial tear of his left Achilles tendon on Sunday when he landed a little awkwardly on the mound as Lakins gets going in the bullpen. It was his first appearance of the season. He just came off the IL when he suffered a partial tear. He faced 2 batters, struck them both out, then he took a little skip off the mound. That's when the injury happened.
Oh, that's brutal.
And he's done.
Yeah.
He wasn't even aware of the injury. He had a smile on his face when it happened. And Aaron Boone said heartbroken for him. It's as freaky a thing as can happen. Belt with a double and a run. He's also struck out. Red Sox trailing here in the 5th inning, 4-0. They do not have a hit yet. Over shift on the right on the 2-2. Don't chase. Game time tomorrow afternoon, 1:05 for the finale of this series. Eduardo Rodriguez against Madison Bumgarner. And that's in there, strike 3. Caught him looking. So Johnson appears to be just fine. Time for a high strength steel play brought to you by the all new 2019 Chevy Silverado. Tonight's first pitch.
Welcome number 5, Mike Yastrzemski.
Here's Pilar looking at a strike.
That's where the captain used to throw him out from left field, right over the top. A little more juice on it than that, though.
He was concerned about bouncing it, though.
He was. He definitely was.
You know, later in his career, when we played with him, he played first base quite a few times, and I hated it when he played first because he'd go get everything, right? He'd go in front of the second baseman. So if you're a pitcher, you got to get to first base. And I thought it was a ground ball to second, and he's over there snatching it, and where am I?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Gently hit. Hernandez will get him. 2 up, 2 down. Time for a social drive now. Brought to you by Nissan. We toss it back to Rachel in the studio.
Thanks, Dave. In the town of Lexington, Massachusetts, today is officially Chris Shaw Day. The town signing a proclamation in honor of the Giants' Chris Shaw, whose family has lived in Lexington for 5 generations. Shaw went to Lexington High School and later played for Boston College before being drafted by the Giants in 2015.
All right, Rachel, but he's got nothing on the Rem Dog, I'll tell you that.
No, Lexington. I mentioned last night that I lived in Lexington for a number of years when I was a member of the Red Sox, and they brought me a package today and made me an official member. They haven't had a day for me, they said, but they have a hat for me.
You got the hat now.
I think it looks pretty cool.
Where's the fife, man? It's like you're halfway there.
Yeah, we needed to give him some love because we talked about Yaz so much, Michael Yastrzemski, that forgot about Shaw. Meanwhile,
deep drive, but Jackie will run this down with the over the shoulder. And back with the Minuteman in just a moment. Check the Nesson account each morning for the announcement of the finalists and tune in to the pregame for TC and the guys for their take. And tomorrow we have the left fielders. And a winner will be revealed on Red Sox Final, and that'll be Jason Bay, Andrew Benintendi, Johnny Gomes, and Manny Ramirez. They are your candidates. Brock Holt leading it off here in the 5th inning. Red Sox don't have a hit yet against Jeff Samardzija.
I know this is going to be stupid on my part, but I've got to ask you anyway. Can you define the millennium for me, the years? Can anybody do that?
Yes, it's from 2000 on.
2000 on. Okay.
Cannot be before that when you're considering these candidates, but from 2000 on.
Okay. Learn something new every single day.
You looked so good in that hat. In that, Minuteman hat. It was a little out of line for Castig to come over and say, do you remember the day we joined the Continental Army? I thought that was a little mean-spirited, but it looked great on you. You look like you were ready to go, man.
It's become very popular.
Very popular.
Those hats were popular when I was a kid. There was a group. Remember that?
Yes.
Can't remember the group. They used to wear those hats. Somebody help me out. Paul Revere and the Raiders.
That's you go.
It.
You got it. They have a local connection, Paul Revere and the Raiders. Yeah. They were from California.
Yeah, I bet.
2-2 to Brock. Will miss in. Sox do have a couple of base runners, but both on ball 4 so far against Samardzija.
They have yet to strike out, which is a miracle in these days.
Mitch Moreland next. And another walk, so the leadoff man is on. Red Sox down 4-0.
State Street Pavilion Club memberships include exclusive access to a climate-controlled club space, in-seat waiter service, and other great additional benefits. Memberships start at just 20 games. For more info, visit redsox.com/premium or call 877 Red Sox 9 today.
Mitch, first time up, fly to center. Trying to push his hitting streak to 5 in a row. It's a high fly ball to right. Lengthy run, Yastrzemski near the stands. He's got it. Brock Holt staying put at first base. He looked pretty darn comfortable over there.
No panic down the line. We've seen a lot of plays like that can spook you a little bit. Ball's in the air long enough. He gets there soon enough so he can make an adjustment if he has to. Close to the wall right there, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Makes it look easy.
I really thought when Marlin hit that ball, I thought it had a chance to go. And it's almost like it just died out there near the.
It didn't hook, didn't have anything on it.
Yeah, it was weird.
David thought it might be out too. Jackie Bradley 0 for 1. He is grounded to second. Yankees tied up with the Angels 2-2 there in the 6th inning. The Yankee win, and they win the American League East tonight. It would also get to 100 victories. Baltimore's already lost 102 times. Tigers have lost 105.
Yeah, Houston's got to get close to clinching too, I would assume.
They're sitting at 99 wins as well. Jackie testing at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike.
99 wins. That's a lot of wins with time to go. Of course, the Red Sox proved that last year.
Sox looking for that first hit. 1-2. Jackie's 19 home runs are the second most of his career. Hit 26 in 2016.
Tomorrow, 12:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. We'll have Wake break down the Madison Bumgarner versus Eduardo Rodriguez matchup. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU mean to you?
One out, 1 on. 3-2.
Keeps trying to get that ball inside. Keeps yanking it that way. He's walked 3 guys so far. This is a guy that has pretty good control.
Samar just signed with the Giants as a free agent 4 years ago. Contract expires at the end of next season. They'll have a new manager next year.
They must have somebody in mind for that job in-house, I would assume.
Hernandez on deck. Here's the payout pitch. There goes Brock Holt and walked him. So 2 walks in the inning. That's the only way the Red Sox have gotten to first, or for that matter, second base.
Yeah, mix in a few hits and you got yourself a ball game again. Walks. Now we need a few hits. Live out your dream of being a Major League Baseball player at the official Red Sox fantasy camp in Fort Myers at JetBlue Park next January. Coaching you through the week will be Red Sox greats like Louis Tiant, Mike Timlin, Trot Nixon, and more. For more info, go to redsox.com/fantasycamp or call 617-226-6400.
Marco 0 for 1 with a fly to left. And I thought one of the more extraordinary things about last night, something we were talking about in the booth. It was right about 12:30 in the morning. You just tossed it out. If you're watching, if you're still hanging in there, where are you watching?
It was amazing.
And what are you doing at that hour? And you got them not only from all around the country, and really from every corner of the United States, but really all over the world.
You really did, you know, and some of the tweets that we did get last night after mentioning that. I mean, Australia,
Brazil,
unbelievable. Red Sox nation's all over the place.
Dominican Republic, just incredible. Way down in Key West. Beautiful Key West, Florida. One and two. The former Notre Dame wideout fires a 1-2 pitch. Bounding ball picked off by Belt, out at second. Now the throw behind the runner, but won't get him. So they get the man in the middle for the second out.
Belt starts that double play. Samardzich's got to get over to first to make it, try to turn it, and he's not even in the ballpark.
Yeah, a little chance with Hernandez going down the line. You could see Samardzich freeze just for a second, but they were not going to have a play on Hernandez, who really gets down the line well.
Yeah, that's a tough double play to turn with a pitcher.
So what do you do as a shortstop? You try to get the guy coming around third base to see if he goes around too far, but Brock Holt did not do that.
You practice that in spring training, but it's hard to do. First base, shortstop, pitcher.
Sandy Leon, he took a walk in the third.
There's Brock rounding third base. He's not going anywhere. Down by 4. I'm on the back. Don't even try it.
Really good base runner. And it's 1-1 on Sandy.
Sandy almost won that game last night. Remember, he had a shot off the wall. Would have been a home run in I don't know how many ballparks.
26.
26 except here.
26 out of 30.
Would have been a walk-off piece, right?
Yep.
You invented that phrase. At least you get credit for it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
1-1. And a mile-high pop again, but Crawford's out there getting under. And the Red Sox have yet to break through in the run or the hit column. He has statue outside Fenway. Over at Gate B. If you want to go over and take a picture. I thought one of the really more incredible things is Lakins will make an appearance here in the 6th inning. It is 4-0 San Francisco. We had Yaz in, I want to say 2 years ago, and you guys are great friends, you and Carl, and we were talking about his batting stance and his many batting stances over the years, and one of us said, you know, how high he used to hold the bat. I mean, touching the sky. That was my memory.
Oh, sure.
Of Carl.
Yeah.
Yaz says, I never did that. I never held it that high. It was amazing how he didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, that was very early in his career. That was actually the '67 year, the Impossible Dream Team.
Yeah.
I mean, he was way up here with the bat, very high. And as he got older, it started to come down and down and down and down. And he made so many adjustments, you know, as he got older in his career. But yeah, it was interesting to hear him say that. He didn't think it was high.
He didn't, yeah.
But it was way up there, and everybody was imitating that, you know.
Yeah, I did it.
All over New England. It
Yeah.
was. I mean,
in California, I was doing it.
Kids were getting into the box in Little League, man.
Totally.
Look at this. That's pretty darn high.
Yeah, that's up there pretty good, you know.
It's good with that turtleneck, man. He's got it working, man, doesn't he?
The question is, did he buy any of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. That's the question I have.
Stephen Vogt on the ground to Devers. playing the shortstop spot. Just does get him.
What do you call him, Rem? Do you call him Carl? I find it hard to say, hey, Carl.
I call him Yaz, a captain.
That's right. You don't call, hey, Carl. That
No.
seems weird to me.
He answers the phone by Carl, though.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Huh.
So Jerry, this is Carl. You know, and I.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I have a hard time.
I mean, what are you going to say?
I think Dewey calls him Carl.
Yeah. Okay.
I just call him Yaz, or captain.
Well, you guys were teammates for 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you call him?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Works. It's been working for Mike too here in Fenway Park these last couple of days.
Why I'm saying that, if somebody really knows you, right? Like I mean, they'll call me Eck, hey Eck, right?
Right.
But if you know me, really know me. So if you ever called me Denny, I mean, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Boy, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who do you think you are? You're calling me Denny?
You know what claws at me?
Huh?
It just irritates me to no end. Is when somebody younger calls me Remy.
Right. Okay.
That bothers me.
As an air of disrespect.
I'm not saying you
Remy.
You can't. You know. I mean, don't say you. Can, don't. I don't want Mr. Remy. That, you
Mister's
know.
bad. That's like you're old.
Exactly. You know, and I am. But I mean, I don't want that.
How about like if a young person, as Crawford grounds here to Hernandez, how about if a young person calls you Rem?
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
That's fine.
And
yeah.
Rem Dog is a nice thing.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, it's good. You know, but it bothers me when young people say that. I don't think that's respectful to anybody. You know, I just don't.
I would agree. I mean, it's a little flippant.
You know, it's like walking in the booth. Hey, O'Brien, how you doing? You know, hey, how's it going, man?
Hey,
Remy. Yeah.
I've gotten used to that, but I mean, you know, it's. No, I'm totally with you. 2 down, 4-0 Giants.
I just don't like when people call me Gibson. God, that's what bothers me.
Do people really do that?
When they don't like you, they think they're going to hurt you. You know what I mean? They really think they're going to hurt you. I mean, nice try. I mean, but still, don't you think that's awful?
That's getting old too.
And it's really old, like 30 years old.
But every once in a while, you will hear that.
Yeah, you know, from a fan that's trying to be, you know, biting, obviously.
Yeah.
That never goes away. I get it, but you know, you don't like it. You know.
People can be, you know, at times.
Oh, yeah.
Most people are great.
Oh yeah.
You know. And I hear, you know, whenever I hear people yelling at you guys, it's always Eck or Rem Dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, you know.
Or Jerry.
Yeah. Actually, the guy that started it, the Rem Dog thing, is in the booth next to us tonight. McDonough.
Yeah,
He had the hat on for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did he get that? Where did that come from? That dog thing. Was that happening at one point? Dog? Everybody's calling people dogs?
Yep.
Base hit center field and Adamas on with 2 down.
It was kind of a saying that was hot at the time.
Right.
And we were covering a club. I forget what year it was together. And we played like dirt. They played like dirt dogs. We called them dirt dogs.
Right. I remember that.
So then he just kind of nicknamed me Rem Dog, and it stuck.
Yeah.
You know.
It's weird how that happens.
And he still uses that in all his speeches every time I'm around. You know that I never shared any of the money with him.
Royalties.
That is good.
Yeah, it's a good looking hat on Sean.
Yeah.
Is he wearing it? I
He's
can't
got-
see it.
Yeah, he had it on behind us. Yeah, that's on tape.
There he is.
He looks like one of the originals. Dubon has struck out and grounded out 0 for 2.
He is a witty guy. I mean, he really is. You never know. He could be hooting on you and you don't even know it.
Oh, he's doing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me.
Of course.
Trust me.
He's a nut.
I'll tell you what. I guarantee he's going to rip us for having the window closed.
Oh, yeah. If he hasn't already. 2-0 on Dubon.
He's got that big prestigious award from Syracuse. Didn't
Yes, it's like a lifetime achievement award.
Yeah, it's a big
at
deal.
Syracuse.
He's very much into the notes.
Yeah. gotta get those ad libs right. Man at first, 2 down. Sox have been out hit tonight 6-0, including a 2-run homer by Stephen Vogt in the first inning. A wicked line shot that was off the pesky pole, and I mean at the bottom of the pesky pole. 2-2.
Dubon, he lets it go for a guy that's not very big. He's got a big swing.
Might be $170. Second baseman, not a lot of power, 3 home runs. And a 2-2.
Been chasing that breaking ball all night long. That time fouling it off, gives himself another chance. But this ball, that curveball that's been away from him, the slider that was away from him earlier in the ball game from Chacin, was chasing that.
Man on and 2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dubon. And a scoop by Moreland hit right at him for the out. Out number 3. Just hit. Samardzija has been very tough. He has scattered 4 walks. Benintendi's been leading off last several ball games with Mookie on that ailing foot. He has gone 0 for 2 tonight. Just 5 hits his last 52 at bats.
He was flirting with 300 at one point, remember?
He got himself up over 290, I believe,
Right.
for a point. It looked like he might make that 300 mark, which was always a magic number for hitters.
Mike Schwarren now throwing in the bullpen.
Ball could have been called the ball outside.
Think about Samardzija tonight. He's been trying to paint. That's what he's been trying to do. That's why he's walked 4 guys. He's trying to just hit corners, trying to yank that ball in the inside corner. He's mixed it up. See that? There he goes again. Done that so many times to left-handed hitters.
They had Jackie Bradley jumping around, and that time Benintendi on the fastball down and in.
Mookie day to day. He did pick up some inflammation in that foot after the MRI. And Alex Kors says if he gets him in the lineup at all against Tampa Bay coming up in that 4-game series on that artificial surface, it's going to be as the DH. Bogart's next, 2-2 to Benintendi.
You know, when we used to go to Toronto back in the day, every time somebody would have a bad back, every time we go to Toronto,
The turf was awful.
it was awful because it used to give a little bit, right?
It was
It was like planks. You can almost hear it when you hit the, you know?
yeah, it was like playing on cement, you know, almost, and it had a little give to it.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Struck him out. Benintendi caught looking. Time now for the BioFreeze fast-acting pain relief report. We check in with Jemai Webster.
Well, Dave, thank you very much. As you guys had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Red Sox shutting down David Price for the remainder of the season. Alex Kors saying that if the team was a game up or in the hunt, then he would come out of the bullpen as he did for the club back in 2017. He said that when he told Price about the news of their plan, he said David was all in. But if it were up to him, he would be out here throwing fastballs and competing the best way he could. But it's difficult because he doesn't have his changeup or his cutter. So at this level, that becomes a tall task. He also said that Price was obviously frustrated with the situation, but he hadn't pitched since September 1st, and prior to that, he only made 2 starts since July the 30th. This update brought to you by BioFreeze, the fast-acting, powerful pain reliever the Red Sox use to feel no limits.
Okay, Jemai, thank you very much. Xander Bogaerts just popped up and grounded out. 0 for 2. Red Sox have been shut down in the hit column.
I totally agree 100% with shutting Price down at this point. There's not, you know, get it taken care of, whatever it is, and put it behind you and be ready to go.
Yeah, he needs a new clean bill of health is what he needs.
One and 2. You know, it would make perfect sense that the first guy to get a knock tonight off of Samardzija would be Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah, exactly. After his comments,
hit that ball hard last time up. Sharp ground ball.
We ran a piece of the tape. It was actually from the Jimmy Fund, where he was talking on the air. It was on WEEI. He was talking about the toughest pitcher he considers that he's faced. He said Samardzija. Misses away, 2-2.
Maybe it was just that day that name came up. You know, I mean, think about it. It's only 6 at bats, and he hadn't faced him in years.
Right now it's 8, 1 free.
Okay.
With the 0 for tonight.
you know, he's right too about the look of a guy.
Oh, struck him out. 2 down.
Back-to-back shoes here. This is dotted on the outside corner and absolutely froze Bogey.
Yeah, just absolutely nothing you can do about that. I mean, perfect fastball on the outside part of the plate. Second strikeout of the inning, both on fastballs.
Raphael has walked and tapped to third.
You're talking about looks on pitches, and you know, as a hitter, and not a real good one, but you looked out there at certain guys, and they had that look about them, you know, that could somewhat intimidate you a little bit. And the other guys that look like lambs out there that, you know, you just say you didn't have any fear at all.
I really truly believe in body language. I always have. I should go to the mound like, I didn't want you to really like me.
Right.
I wanted you to think I might fire something at you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I did.
Yeah, you could see it in the eyes of certain guys, you know, and then there were other guys you felt just really, really comfortable against.
The lambs. Who are the lambs? That's what I want to know.
Randy Johnson had to be the scariest guy alive, particularly if you're a left-hand hitter.
Oh, that's a day off.
That's a day off.
That's
right?
a day.
Oh yeah.
That's the Randy Johnson flu for that day. Righty or lefty.
Yeah, I played with a guy, Dave Stewart. Remember, he had that stare over his glove.
Yeah.
Floated down the line, giving Chase Dickerson near the stands, but it's off into the seats.
I don't know if you remember, this is a long time ago. Dave Stewart just came to the A's. Might have been '86. I don't know when it was, but remember he knocked out Pat Corrales, who was the manager, I think, of the Indians at the time.
Big guy.
Yeah. And Corrales was barking at him, and then he ran on the field, and Stewart just dropped him.
Corrales was huge.
Yeah, and it was like ever since then it's like, oh man, nobody's messing with Stewart.
Yeah, Corrales was a bear of a guy.
Yeah. I don't know if he did some taekwondo on him or whatever, but he just dropped him. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I wasn't, you know. But I saw the video, so I know it happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
The 2-2 fills up the count. So he's in 91 pitches. He has struck out the first 2 in this inning. Vasquez next. Red Sox trying to break through against Jeff Samardzija. There's a drive. Get up to right. Yastrzemski watching this one, and it is out of here. A home run. Rafael Devers gets to number 30.
And that ball had to get up. It just got up just enough. Got over that short fence.
That is
30.
That is a classic Devers home run right there. I mean, just a bullet, line shot that goes into the stands for the home run. Congratulations.
Yeah, 111 off the bat, 111 miles an hour. Red Sox first home run brought to you by Audi. The first hit of the ball game for the Red Sox.
You know, you thought it was going to be a topspin job, and it made it all the way out there. That is a rocket.
So the first major league teammates ever with 50 doubles, 30 home runs in a season. Bogaerts and Devers.
Ever. This is historic. And he broke up the no-hitter just to stay in shape.
Some season, 108 runs batted in for Raffy as well, as he torches one. Makes it a 4-1 ball game.
Little slider is what he got right down the middle, and he put a swing on this. This is a bullet. Didn't get up very high, and I try to say get up, and it just got over that short fence.
Well, at this point, it really is about individual milestones by and large, and that's a magic number, 30. Quite an accomplishment for those two.
Yeah.
Might as well sit next to each other, because that's the story this year. That those two guys have had incredible seasons.
Yeah, Raphael and his big brother.
Christian is over 2. Speedway donating $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox homer. Stop in and quench your thirst with a 44-ounce fountain or Speedy Freeze drink. Just 89 cents. So joined in history. Best of friends to boot. Crawford gobbles that up. Side retired. Red Sox finally in the hit and the run column.
Just hot.
30 home runs, 100 RBIs, 50 doubles. Quite a year. So the Red Sox finally break through against the tough right-hander Samardzija. Here comes Mike Schwarren out of the bullpen. Ramos Garcia. He's gone over 2 Ks with Mike Yastrzemski on deck. Schwarren coming on with a 7.27 ERA. He did toss the final 2 innings on Wednesday at Toronto. One of the few guys who did not get in last night. Made his major league debut back in June against Tampa Bay. So in the 7th, 4-1 San Francisco. They get Fernando Abad, the lefty, active in the bullpen. He was one of the 24 yesterday who pitched in a game.
Yeah, I was going to say we saw him yesterday. We saw him about everybody yesterday and today, earlier this morning.
Red Sox working on their 4th reliever in tonight's game. And a 2-2 off the end of the bat, foul.
That's a tough pitch right there. Slider on a nasty spot outside corner, and somehow Garcia is able to foul that off. That's a great pitch.
Got that sweeping breaking ball. It's on and off. That's some command issues, not just here in the big leagues, but in the minor leagues.
He strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. One away in the 7th. Yastrzemski next as we take a look at the Indeed player resume. Yastrzemski in terms of rookie rankings in the National League. And got to 20 relatively quickly.
Well, it's hard to chase the guy with rookie leading with home runs. Alonso with the Mets. What's he got? 48? I believe he does.
That's right.
He's got a shot at 50, obviously. What a year he's had.
And fouled away to play, 1-1. Jorge Soler has hit 45 to tie Mike Trout in the American League. Bregman with 37 for Houston. Total bases in the American League, the leader remains Rafi Devers. Also number 1 in extra base hits. Lashed foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Both those combined, Bogaerts and Devers, extra base hits galore. Obviously with the 30-50.
Trying to put him away here. 1-2. And does with a foul tip to the mitt, held by Leon. 2 down.
A lot of breaking balls and elevates that fastball will pick up the strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts in this inning. 1 on a slider and 1 on a fastball up and out of the zone, up and away.
I don't care who you are, you're going to learn how to throw high fastballs nowadays.
Brandon Bell ripped a double and scored around the first inning. Since then he has struck out 2 times. Angels still leading the Yankees, 7th inning, 3-2. In there for a strike. And popped up for Devers. And we'll make that catch. 1-2-3. Good frame for Schwerin.
Fenway Park Red Sox trailing the Giants here in the 7th, 4-1. Right now we're joined by Boston College's head baseball coach Mike Gambino. And Mike, this is a special night for you and your program.
Yeah, it's fun. We brought the boys down here tonight. Brought the whole team down to see Chris Shaw, and you know, we had our roster at 35, and there's about 20 former players, Chris's teammates that were here as well.
Now, this is your 9th season as the head coach over at BC. Chris is one of those players who was a pillar into your program. What does it mean for your program to have a player like him representing you guys in the big leagues?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, you know, and the thing about Chris is, as good as he is on the field, and the kid can really hit, and he, you know, I think he's going to be in the big leagues for a long time, but he's a better kid. So as far as a kid to represent Boston College and who we are and our values, it's pretty special.
All right, Mike, appreciate the time. You guys enjoy this moment. It's Chris Shaw Day, by the way, in Lexington.
Chris Shaw in Lexington, absolutely. Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
You got it. Back over to you, OB.
All right, Jemai, thank you very much. So that'll do it for Jemai. For Samardzija is now out of the ball game as he is lifted here by Bruce Bochy, and they will go to the bullpen and bring on Abad, the lefty, with Moreland coming on. And we're going to take the break as well when you score 4-1 San Francisco here in the 7th inning. So Moreland in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Runner at first base. Nobody out. Red Sox are trailing 4-1. And Abad, who was one of the many who pitched last night, comes on again. 33-year-old left-hander. Added to their major league roster in the middle of August. After being signed to a minor league contract in February. So Samardzija very good, allowing only 2 hits. Gave up the home run to Rafi Devers in the 6th inning. And just allowed a base hit, a single to Brock Holt, to begin the Sox 7th inning.
Well, a lot of movement on that two-seam fastball. That one almost clipped Mitch Moreland on the elbow.
First one sunk. This one went sideways.
Right underneath the armpit.
Jackie Bradley to hit next. Nobody out.
Got him set up for something breaking away big time.
And that's 3 pitches in a row inside to Mitch Moreland.
Mitch, 34 years old. He will be a free agent at the end of the season. I think any way you cut it, the Red Sox roster is going to have a very different look next year.
I don't know what's going to happen to Mitch, but I'll tell you what, the time he spent in Boston, he did his work. I mean, you talk about the home run in the World Series, but a consistent guy.
He's one of those guys, you know, you just call a ball player. I mean, he just comes to play every single day, day in and day out. He's had some physical limitations, you know, a couple of times this year, but back issues occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's kept him out of the lineup. But you know, he's just a baseball player. That's the best way to describe it. And we'd love to have him as a first baseman, you know, catching those weak throws of mine.
First year with the Sox was 17. He had 22 home runs. They'll ground this one. Out at second. Crawford throws on to first for the double play. So 2 down. And the bases will be empty.
Now they're in the shift. Right into the shift. And it's going to be Adames, I believe, turning this ball. No, Adames is actually the guy that made the play on the ground ball. So that goes 5-6-3 for the double play.
I always put 4-6-3. I don't care who grabbed it. That's 4-6-3 to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Jackie's grounded out, taking a walk. It's that sharply, and that one gets through off Crawford's glove, and Bradley will be safe with a hit.
Yeah, Crawford stayed with it as long as he could. He's trying to make a great pick. Just couldn't pick it. Got a glove on it, a little piece of it. Slowed it down, but that's a base hit. That ball was sharply hit.
Yeah, that's a ball where you got no, you know, you've done everything you can do just to get the glove anywhere near it. You can't get in front of it. You just hope that it bounces into the glove. That ball just exploded.
So Marco Hernandez will bat in the inning. He's flied out and hit into a fielder's choice, 0 for 2.
How did he even take that long to give that a hit? That's a no-brainer to me. I don't even have to think twice.
They haven't given him a hit yet?
No. Come on. E6.
What?
E6.
Are you
Wow.
kidding me?
Come on, that's got to be changed.
Who is that up there? Get a shot of that scorekeeper.
Wait, this is
One of 3 guys. One of 3 guys.
This is a tough league.
Come on.
If this
Get
is
out
an
of
E6.
here. This is a bullet. That's you go try to pick that thing.
Yeah.
I want him to go down there and pick that ball.
He does everything he can do. He's got the glove down. He brings it up as he should, and the ball just exploded on him.
That's got to be changed.
That should be changed.
I'm going over there right now. I'm going to go over there.
Go ahead. I think is it Chaz?
Who is it?
Yeah, it's Chaz Scoggins today.
I love Chaz, but it's wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong.
Don't we get somebody comes over here every once in a while and ask us?
Yeah, somebody will.
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because we're the authorities.
Matter of fact, I'm going to put in a request right now.
For an official booth review.
Yeah.
That's a base hit. No question in my mind, that's an above average effort play.
I give him credit for just hanging out that long to try to pick it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what that ball's going to do. There's the culprit.
Come on, Chaz. Come on.
I know, Chaz.
1-2. Cleanly into center field. A base hit for Hernandez to move Jackie Bradley into second. On what should be the third hit in the inning, by our reckoning.
Let's see if it changes. I'm not texting Chaz.
You got a pipeline somewhere?
Yeah. We'll see if there's any action. All right.
Chaz is going to know the camera was on him and the pressure's on.
Yeah. Rogers. I don't know if it's right that we're shaming someone.
I don't want to shame. I know Chaz is a good guy. It has nothing to do with it. It's
a good scorer too, but just happen to have a disagreement over this, and doesn't look like it's going anywhere.
It's going to go somewhere. Believe me.
I don't think he's got a second thought about it.
It's going to happen between innings. I'm telling you.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC, Todd, and Wake will break down the game. We'll hear from Chacin and Alex Cora, who WB Mason.
Sandy Leon has taken a walk. He's popped up 0 for 1. Red Sox trying to rally down 4-1. 2 down in the inning, but 2 aboard.
Want me to go talk to him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Think I should?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll put the camera on you.
Yeah.
We'll follow you all the way over there into the press box. That one hit hard. That's headed for the wall. That's going to catch some grain. Jackie Bradley in to score. Hernandez stopping at third. And here come the Sox. That'll make it 4-2.
All right.
Sandy Leon, he's been having a couple of good nights.
I like Sandy Leon, especially from the left side of the plate in this ballpark. He can wear out that left field area right there. He gets a fastball that's up in the zone, hooks it, takes it off that left field wall. Second run in for the Red Sox, only down by 2.
Now Benintendi 0 for 3. Looking for his first hit in the series. He's lined out, hit into a double play, and struck out looking. Did not swing. He checked and it's ball 1.
I think Jackie knows that ball was called in air.
Oh yeah, because you're peeking at those 2 lights out there, that green light for the hit and the red light for the error. You are peeking.
Oh yeah.
In there for a strike to make it 1-1.
You're here as being an agent for Jackie Bradley. When you go up there and say, on behalf of JBJ.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
On behalf of Mr. Bradley. On one bounce, Dupont will flip into second base for the force to retire the side, and Jerry is off to the press box.
Very good.
And he kind of looked, and I said, your calls like that kept me out of the Hall of Fame.
Okay. And it's true. It's absolutely true.
So, no guarantee whether he's going to change it or not, but
yeah. Okay.
I guess he doesn't want to be pressured.
I know this. There are 2 guys who are immensely grateful that you did that. One is Jackie Bradley. The other is Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, both of these guys.
He didn't want an error on that play. Jackie ought to have a base hit.
Jackie, we're trying, Jackie.
Pilar 1 for 3 with a single. So once again, between these two clubs, it's late and it's close. Red Sox and the Giants played for about 6 hours last night and this morning before San Francisco prevailed. Shattered bat. Bogarts went for the bare hand on it, left it behind, and so Pilar, who can run, is safe at first.
The problem is, you know that Pilar can run, and that's why he goes to the bare hand on that particular play like that, because if he feels he goes with the glove, he may not get it out in time to get Pilar at first base.
Well, it took him a while to get out of the box after getting jammed like that, but he got a pretty good head start, and do or die play by Bogey. Bare hand doesn't make the play, so obviously that's a hit.
It is indeed, and the second tonight for Pilar. Here's Dickerson, left fielder. He is 0 for 3, 2 Ks. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Rodenheiser Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric. And before the game, TC, Todd, and Wake highlighted on the Rodenheiser Heat Zone Christian Vasquez and Kevin Pilar. Yeah, that's not a common sight, by the way, over in the press box where the scribes are working, to see a broadcaster, you know, mid-broadcast come on over there.
That's probably not a good idea. It's probably not a good. But you know, sometimes you feel strongly about things, and
Sure.
we have our opinions, and
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, our opinions count too. Doesn't mean he's going to change it.
you know, it's not an easy job. I'm not saying that, but I mean, it's one of those where I never really gave it a second thought that it might be anything but.
I agree. Nor did I.
Yeah, it's a gut thing. You know, you start looking at replays and it starts changing your mind. That's what happens nowadays. Years ago, obviously, they just made the call.
I always think to myself, is it above average effort to make that play? If you were to make it, did it require that? And there's no question.
It's a do or die pick. I mean, you hope it lands in your glove.
You really do. I mean, yeah. Well, we'll see.
Vogt on deck, nobody out, a base runner at first. Blocked out in front of the plate by Sandy. And 2-2.
Sandy said sorry, but he just pushed him out of the way when he tried to get the ball.
Yeah, a little shove there.
Like, sorry, man, I was just trying to get the ball.
And Shawaryn with the 2-2. Good baseball tonight. The American League wild card picture. Oakland has opened up a 2.5 game lead as the top team for the wild card over Tampa Bay, and they have a half game lead over Cleveland. So if season ended today, it would be the A's and Tampa Bay. There's a shot down the right field line. That's headed for the seats. Boy, he hooked it, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Ooh. Oh, we've had a couple down that area tonight.
That was close now, and you see Dickerson's not doing it. He's over at first base going, you sure? And he got as good a look as anybody at this thing, and you wonder why he's taking his time. I mean, he sees it.
He's looking in the dugout right now to see if they're taking a look on it on video, but
no, it's on this side, I think, right? I saw the white past the orange, or whatever color that is.
That's a classic.
It's foul, but Dickerson is like wishful thinking. It might have went fair, coach. You know what I mean? Help me out, and nobody's doing anything about it.
What an appeal on this one. Not going to happen. No challenge. Well, that would be a crew chief anyway. That one fouled away.
He just said, "Is that foul?" Look at these guys. Look at these guys.
They put the headset on for that one.
Runner goes fouled at home plate.
I'll tell you, I'd love to see this.
Take a look at his look.
This is classic.
Our 180 moment of the game presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
He goes from there to laughing one pitch later that went farther foul.
Ninth pitch of this at bat coming up. And a bullet into right field down for a base hit. Pilar into third. And the Giants have runners at first and third, nobody out.
Pretty tough at bat right there, though, by Dickerson. One ball foul down the line, one pull way foul, and then that line shot into right field for the base hit.
StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Just wondering which this ball is. That ball's off the foul pole by Bos. You're saying hook, 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 and it did not hook. It hit the foul pole, the pesky pole. One of 30 parks, that ball's a home run. This one.
Red Sox pull the infield in, man. First and third situation, nobody out, down by 2.
Joey Rickard, former Oriole, running at first. So taking over for Dickerson, who just hammered that base hit.
He's trying to explain himself. You know, I could have swore that was going to be a 2-run bomb, man.
Vote. There's 2 men aboard and nobody out. Off the end of the bat, but hit decently into right center. Jackie will make the catch. Here comes Pilar. He will score with ease. A sacrifice for Vogt as he picks up his third RBI of the ball game to make it 5-2. Time now for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Red Sox. Here's Tom Caron. Well, CC has had a great career coming to an end. I think a lot of people believe he's bound for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think he's in. Remains to be seen. Not an easy thing, as you know.
Well, it means a lot if you say that.
Yeah, but you know, first time, you just don't know.
Crawford with a good night going, a single and a double. Meanwhile, Colton Brewer loosening the pen. One away and a run in. 5-2 Giants in the 8th. Another guy who's retiring at the end of the season, Bruce Bochy. Man who managed 3 World Championship teams in San Francisco.
I tell you what, in the 2 days that they've been here, we've gotten more shots, camera shots of him with more different expressions, haven't you? I mean, than he probably has in the whole season.
Yeah, you know, I don't get to see him a lot, obviously, because the games are on the West Coast and stuff. But he's funny.
He's fun to cover. I've covered several of his playoff series over the years and a lot of regular season games.
I mean, I think him as being really serious, right? And we've caught the lighter side of him.
Oh, he's very lighthearted, actually. He's got a great sense of humor and a deep growl of a voice.
He's intimidating to me.
He's really a teddy bear. His players adore him.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely adore him. It's been said of every team he's ever managed.
Yeah, you might as well enjoy yourself,
Yeah.
You only do it once.
I think he
coming
really
to
is.
an end.
And he's enjoying this stop at Fenway immensely.
I think we should all do that.
1-2 to Crawford. Runner holding. He darted off first base but held. Yeah, talking about that one that was obviously foul. Put on the headset. Yeah, he's a great guy. Giants are incredibly popular in San Francisco. You know, a lot like the Sox in Boston in many ways.
You know, I played out there in the Bay Area, and who's going to be the stepchild? Is it the A's or the Giants? And the Giants almost left in '93. They almost came to St. Pete, if you recall. They came real close to leaving.
That's right.
A lot of people thought that was a bluff. Right?
They were popping champagne in Oakland. They thought, see you guys later.
See you guys. Runner goes, swung on a miss, throw down a second, and he's safe. On the strikeout of Crawford, 2 down. The Amica Pit Zone brought to you by Amica Insurance.
Little slider down and in. Crawford swings over the top. Pretty good throw, but that's a good jump. Safe, easy.
Yeah, tag on the back and hand on the bag.
Amica, great service, great coverage, great price for auto, home, and life insurance. And Alex Cora has made the call to the pen. So it'll be Colton Brewer. We will take the break as well. 2 down, 8th inning, 5-2 Giants. Pitcher of tonight's game, and that is Colton Brewer. 53rd appearance, 1-2 with a .441. And inherits a runner at second base with 2 gone. As mentioned, if the Giants do win, Bruce Bochy wins for the 2000th time in his managing career, and only 10 others have done that, have achieved that lofty status, and they are all in the Hall of Fame. So everybody has something to play for in these final days of the season, including the managers. Adames has struck out 2 times and also singled.
Boy, we have some curveballs out in that pen, don't you? They talk about Brewer and Workman and Barnes, and they got some yackers, all of them.
Even cut fastballs up high. Throw by people.
Barnes doesn't. That's one thing Barnes doesn't do. He doesn't throw a cutter. He's got a splitter though.
Yeah, but you don't see it very often. Just
no.
Once in a great while.
But Workman used that cutter enough. It picks his spots.
Toward the middle, ranging Hernandez, and it gets into center field. Here comes another run to make it 6-2.
All you try to do in that situation is knock the ball down to keep a run from scoring. And that time it got by Hernandez, deflected off the glove, as you can see right here, under the webbing of the glove. Didn't get it down quite far enough, and because it rolls out in center field, another run scores.
Looked like he was sizing it up, like he was going to snatch it, right?
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to catch it in the webbing and plant and throw.
So it'll be a base hit. 6-2 Giants. That's their 3rd hit in the inning, and their 9th in the ball game. And here comes Dubon, who's 0 for 3. I think second base is going to be a fascinating discussion over the winter.
Ooh.
As that twists him around ball one. Now Brock Holt eligible to become a free agent. You've got Marco Hernandez there. Of course, Chavis played a fair amount of second base. There are other candidates too. But what to do about second?
Well, it's going to be a very interesting off-season, which maybe has already started. We don't know. You know, with the firing of Dave Dombrowski, of course, they've got to get that situation settled as quickly as, well, not as quickly as possible, but it has to happen, you know, soon.
You know, Jerry, we sat and talked about it before the game about, you know, just this and that, where they have to make decisions, and we're trying to go over it. It's not that easy now.
It's hard because of the payroll.
Right, and I don't know who can you get rid of, and do you want to, and who's going to accept what kind of money. I mean, the payroll's a killer.
It's going to be a very interesting time frame for the Red Sox, you know, at the stage that they are right now, obviously with the payroll the way it is, and how they got to make certain moves, who they can keep, who they can't keep. It's there's going to be a lot of major decisions to be made, and I'm sure right now they're already looking for somebody that's going to have to make those decisions.
And decisions are going to shape this organization for years to come.
I would love to be a fly on the wall.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you want to be the one who makes the decision?
No, no. Just a fly on the wall.
I just want to be a fly. That's all I want to do. And then come back and tell you what I think they might do.
Yes, yeah. Tell everybody.
Yeah.
2 down, a runner at first.
A tough job.
Yeah, huge question for ownership, you know, for John and Tom and for Sam Kennedy about, do you do it from within? Would you go outside the organization to hire the person to make that call?
We have no clue what the process may be even going on now.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Cut on a miss for strike 3. They add 2 more, 6-2 Giants. Pitch for San Francisco. They'll bring on the right-hander from down under. That's where he throws, certainly. Tyler Rogers, 28-year-old. Selected recently from AAA Sacramento after spending 7 seasons in their minor league system. Record remaining in the ball game. He just scored a run in left. Xander Bogaerts in search of that first hit. Red Sox have 4 of them tonight. They're down 6-2. One of them a home run by Rafi Devers, his 30th. So he and Xander Bogaerts becoming 50 double 30 home run teammates.
Tell you what, I wonder, Rogers, he hasn't always thrown like this. You don't, start throwing in Little League like this. You know, Jerry, this is something that he did on purpose.
I heard somewhere along the line where the theory is this is less taxing on the arm than if you throw overhand.
Huh.
I don't know if that's true or not.
But you don't go the first day, let's go play catch.
No.
And start throwing like, come on, Jerry, let's play a little catch. Yow, right underneath.
No, I don't think so.
He's got a twin brother, Taylor, who is the closer for the Minnesota Twins.
That's a conventional left-hander.
Very much. High chop to third. Adames from the grass. Xander 0 for 4. Time now to check out what events are coming up at Foxwoods Resort Casino on September 21. Adamant at the Fox Theater. And on October 5 and 6, Stained at the Grand Theater. Victor Velasquez warming in the bullpen as Devers gets in. And takes a big swing, and he fouled it away, strike 1. Got to be a little load off for Rafael to get to 30. Especially when Xander Bogaerts, when he got his 50th double, said, well, now the pressure's on him to get 30. He said, I know he'll do it. And he did tonight. Worm killer. Up and over Adames from the other side. Actually, Dubon with that play, and he got the out. And so it's 2 up and 2 down. Two-way in the 8th for Christian Vasquez, who's had a quiet night. He's 0 for 3. Red Sox down by 4 late. They've been out hit 9-4. Tomorrow afternoon, last game of this homestand, this mini homestand, it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez against Madison Bumgarner. At 1:05, we'll have it for you. Right here on Nesson. Last night marked the Red Sox 15th extra inning game of the year. That's actually tied for the most in the American League. Only one behind the major league leaders, which is Arizona, Atlanta, and Pittsburgh. All with 16.
The Giants last night won their 36th one-run game. Isn't that incredible? And they're an under 500 team.
Yeah, they're 5 games under.
I mean, you'd think with that record, you'd be way over 500.
Yes, you would think. And that's been the Giant way, really, under Bochy all of these years. You know, tons of one-run victories. And usually very good bullpens. Lunging pop-up. Belt on the back pedal. And Dubon will take that. Red Sox go with equal payments. And no minimum. Details at Jordans.com. Great shot over Fenway.
What are those towers on top of the Prudential Center? Or?
I don't know, but it looks awesome.
Wow.
6-2 San Francisco as we go to the 9th inning. And Hector Velazquez to become the 6th Red Sox reliever. With Garcia the batter, the number 9 hitter. He's the catcher. He struck out 3 times, but not on this trip. He'll drive this one all the way to the wall. He's heading for second base, and he's got a leadoff double off Velazquez.
That's what happens. You throw a hanging slider, and it just says, hit me, yank me.
He finally got a breaking ball inside because they had really been keeping everything away from him this whole game, and he had 3 strikeouts, but now the curveball, as you can see, stays on the inside part of the plate, and he's able to hook that to left field for the double.
So Garcia aboard in front of Mike Yastrzemski. 0 for 3 with a walk and a run tonight. Scored a run in the first inning. They got 3 right away off of Chacin. Most of those on a 2-run homer by Vogt. The Red Sox did not get a hit until 2 out in the 6th inning on a bullet by Rafi Devers. Saw a shot there of Mike's wife Paige, and a base hit into left. Headed toward the alley. That'll pick up the run. Garcia in to score. And Yastrzemski picks up an RBI on a sharp base hit.
Now they had the shift on him, and he takes it to the opposite field on the line for the base hit. So a couple of hits in the game last night. Hit here in the 9th inning tonight.
Doubled up on that fastball, and he was all over it.
53 RBIs now for Yastrzemski. Ooh, little trip around third base, but no problem scoring.
Page loved it. Our tools of the trade presented by DeWalt, the official tools of the Boston Red Sox.
Happiness.
So that makes it 7-2 Giants in the 9th. Here's Belt. Mike Yastrzemski very grateful for the fan support he's received at Fenway. He knows that For an opposing player, that doesn't happen every day. I think he's been very touched by it. Alex Cora was talking about it today on his weekly radio show on WEEI. And he's been impressed by how the fans have responded and how the Yastrzemski family has handled all of this attention over these couple of days here. He's been impressed. In there for a strike. So and Charlie Scoggins came in and took a look at that play that we were talking about. And has reversed the call.
I think that you know, that's what a good scorer does.
I do too. He knows that. And
he knows that. He's done that for many years.
So it's a base hit and no longer an error.
Jackie owes us, man. You owe us, Jackie. We're there for you on your behalf.
Charlie, you know, to his credit, he came in, he took a look at it, and you know, changed his mind that that's a base hit, and that's kind of how we all felt from the beginning. And sometimes it does take another look.
Well done on his part. Here comes Devers. That's going to drop down.
You kidding me?
And he has to stick it in his back pocket. Everybody's safe.
You got to be kidding me.
That's the thing. That thing pops out every once in a while. It just does. And if it's against you, it's an ugly thing. And if it's for you, it's a beautiful thing. And this is an ugly thing, is what this is.
Yeah. Just a little bloop, but in the shift, obviously, and nobody can get to it. You see where Devers is playing, and you see where the bloop goes. And God, is that frustrating.
That is a hit.
I'm not sure Brandon Belt in his life has hit one that gentle. That was a broken bat, too. First and second with nobody out for Pilar. Another run in. So the Giants putting this one on ice here at this point. We're trying to. We are in the 9th inning. Here comes Dana Levangie.
Still coaching. Block out your lunch break tomorrow beginning at noon to watch the series finale against the Giants. Watch it live on your desktop at NessandGo.com or go to any mobile device with the Ness and Go app.
You saw Ryan Weber firing away in the bullpen. He loosens up. And they have Anderson Franco, the right-hander, in theirs. And Bruce Bochy closing in on win number 2,000.
If he's got a big bottle of wine in there, you talk about.
Yeah, I wonder if it's
specialty, huh?
Is that that or
champagne?
Champagne?
Yeah,
maybe?
you got to be champagne.
2,000, I would think so.
Please.
3-0. Pilar with a pair of hits and 2 runs. And now 3-0 from Hector. Strike 2. Well, the Yankees failed to clinch the division as the Angels beat them 3-2. So that'll have to wait. Also denied their 100th win. Houston has a 2-1 lead on Texas. If they win that ball game, they will be the first team to 100 victories. Toward the hole, through for a base hit. That's going to load the bases here for the Giants. They have 4 consecutive hits in the inning. Third of the ball game for Pilar.
A much different game than obviously last night as the Giants open it up and the 7-2 lead. They've got 13 hits in the game tonight.
That'll send up Rickard hitting for the first time. His numbers between Baltimore and the Giants.
Played with Tampa a little bit too, didn't he?
Yeah.
All loaded up with nobody out.
Actually, I said yeah very quickly, but I'm not sure.
He did.
Yeah.
And tight for ball 1. And Rickard began the year with Baltimore. He appeared in 42 games, but then they designated him for Simon in June. And was acquired off waivers about a week later.
I heard he never played with Tampa, but he was drafted by Tampa. So there you go, Jerry. You were right. Your instinct told you.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure about the Tampa part of it. Of course, I remember him completely with the Baltimore Orioles.
It wickedly but foul. 2-1. That could be a big win for the Cleveland Indians. They beat Detroit 2-1. Minnesota is down 2-0 in the 7th. And if they lose that game, the Tribe will be only 4 games out in the Central, although time running out.
And this wild card thing is going to go right down to the last couple of days.
That's why Red Sox going to Tampa could just stomp on their chances in a heartbeat. Win 3 out of 4.
Popped into foul territory. Moreland ranging over. He's got it. Runners have to stay put. And that's the first out in the 9th. So 1 man gone for Stephen Vogt, who's had a very good night. He's driven in 3 runs. 2-run home in the first inning off the pesky pole. He also drove in a run in the 8th inning with a sacrifice fly.
Heck, and Dave, what do you guys feel about the wild card being a 1-game win it all and that's it?
Don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of that either, to be honest with you. Baseball's about series.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 is what it should be.
You agree with that?
I agree that it should be probably 2 out of 3. Yeah.
But it's exciting, though.
It really is.
It really is.
Well,
as long as you're not,
yes.
Everything on the line for you.
Nerve-wracking.
You're not playing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 out of 3, and I know that
you play such a long schedule, and you got a great record at the end of it. I don't know. It just seems to me like 2 out of 3 would be the way to go.
I would be all for that. I know it will make the month longer, certainly the playoff rounds longer in October. I think everybody would like to see that.
Yeah, that's a tough thing, man. Who pitcher can you use is available to you. You got to get there first, and
then if you do it 2 out of 3 and then it goes 2 out of 3. In other words, it goes 3 games. Look at the pitchers are just that puts you in the behind the 8 ball going to the next series.
Sure.
Waved at and missed, and count 1-2 on Vogt. Baseball has to make room for what if there are ties atop division and ties for all these wild cards, and you have to
they play next day, right?
Right, you got to play those off and then into your mini series.
If I recall, Bumgardner, when he had that great run in postseason, remember he started off with a wild card game against Pittsburgh, shut him out, and then he went on a roll and they won it. They won it all out of that wild card spot the last time they won the whole thing.
He'll be pitching tomorrow, by the way. A lot of people didn't think he'd be with the Giants at this time of the year.
And what do the Giants do going forward? They got some question marks over there. Not that we really care, but Bumgarner, you're going to sign him? You know, think about it. They signed him to a fairly, reasonable contract. He's not making a lot of money, for what he's done over there, and now he wants to get paid. They've had guys come in there making more than him. Cueto, Lamarja, right?
One-two, he let it go. He actually pitched twice in that wild card. Each time he went 9 innings, giving up 4 hits and no runs.
Once against the Pirates and then the Mets too.
And against the Mets.
There you go.
Complete game gems in 14 and again in 16.
But in 16 they lost to the Cubs in the NLCS right after that wild card game.
Yes, they did. And of course he had that incredible run in 14 where he had a 1.72 ERA in the ALCS, and then in the World Series he went 2-0 with a 0.43 ERA.
Came in the last 3 innings against Kansas City, wasn't it? Was it the last 3 innings?
I think you're right.
To win the whole thing, game 7.
Yeah, because he went 21 innings. Yeah, that would make sense. 17 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Incredible.
I mean, they can't let him go, right? I mean, that's why they didn't let him go at the trade deadline.
Right. He's the MVP of the NLCS and the World Series. That one flicked foul by Vogt. To hang in there, 3-2.
They've had some guys go through there and make some money. Remember, Zito made a ton of money when he signed with the Giants. $126 million Zito signed for. And the reason why I know that, he just came out with a book.
It was called 126 million. What a lucky guy am I?
Yeah.
All you had to read is one page.
In fact, he was talking about taking off the 2010 roster, and he said he didn't root for the Giants because they took him off the roster, and then that was kind of shocking to hear.
Well, the 11th pitch of this long at bat is coming up against Vogt with the bases loaded. They're trying to break it wide open, already leading at 7-2. He hooks a ground ball. Hernandez to Bogart's one. On to first. Yes. Double play, although he said he was safe.
He is safe. Easy.
Yep, they're going to want to challenge.
Take another look at it on replay.
Oh, yeah. Please.
Yeah, it's not even really close.
Don't even look it up.
So this will go to review, but obviously it's going to come back.
I don't think it's going to take very long.
That'll be 4 RBIs for Vogt on the night.
That'll be no double play and a run will score, and that'll make it 8-2 here in just a moment. A very good night for Vogt. 4 runs batted in. No question he was on the bag before the throw got there. So the Giants putting considerable distance between themselves and the Sox here in the late stages. They've scored 3 runs over the last 2 frames.
This seems to be taking too long.
Yeah, really. Somebody's having a break in New York somewhere.
Yeah, someone was on a coffee break. So he is safe, and a run does score.
And out comes Alex Cora to make a change.
Great.
8-2 game. And Velasquez is out, and the Sox go back to the pen. And that'll be Ryan Weber. We'll take the break with the Giants in front 8-2 in the 9th inning. Happy Devers, who got, but most of the night has certainly belonged to the Giants as Weber comes out of the bullpen to take on Crawford, first and third with 2 down, 2 more runs in. And Crawford 2 for 4, a single and a double. Nice stop by Leon to keep that run at third base. So Weber on the 5.25 ERA. Has made 3 starts this season. One of them in Toronto at the time felt like an important outing. Actually threw the ball quite well there.
Yeah, he's had some real good outings and a few bad ones.
One in Toronto, he really had his fastball tailing back in on those left-handed hitters, picking up the inside corner.
That was way back on May 23rd. He started, he got the win. First victory with the Red Sox, his first in the majors since he won a game with Atlanta in 2016. And the 3-1. Chopped up the middle. Xander went for it. Could not get it. The run is in to score. That'll make it 9-2.
Yeah, he had to make a decision. Am I going to try to pick this ball and make the tag? Because I don't think he thought he could have thrown him out, Crawford.
Yeah, and I don't think he was in a real good position to make the tag either. Let's see. As he comes across, he's kind of in front there, and that was tough. Maybe he does make the tag if he comes up with a clean, but
could have been in between there, not, you know.
I agree with you that I don't think he had a chance at first base.
No ruling on it yet. First and second, 2 down.
See the runner coming down into the inside part and going completely away from Bogaerts, and I think Xander, kind of took his eye off it a little bit to look at the runner to see where he was, and then bobble the baseball.
Yeah, they're 6.
E6 on Xander. With another run scoring. So it's a 9-2 Giant lead. Adames has gone 2 for 4. He has 2 singles. He is the 8th man to hit here in the 9th for Bruce Bochy. Red Sox still have to win 3 more games this season to have a winning year, if not a playoff year. And a ground ball toward the hole. They'll squeak through for a base hit. Ball will be held at third. He heads on back to the bag, and they are loaded up again for the Giants. That's 3 consecutive singles by Adames. He is 3 for 5.
As Knight started off poorly, a couple of strikeouts, but then now 3 straight hits with an RBI back in the 8th inning.
We just squeezed that one through the infield.
Been kind of a weird night, hasn't it? I mean, seeing all kind of different kind of base hits.
Dubon is 0 for 4. He is struck out, grounded out, and struck out again. They're loaded up. They'll knock that one into right. That is down for a base hit. 1 run in. Here comes Crawford in to score. 2 runs home. And they're running away with it now, 11-2. And they have batted around in the ninth. (11-2) San Francisco.
Little sinker that he leaves out over the middle of the plate, going down a little bit. He kind of carves it in there to right center field. Gets in front of Brock Holt out there, and 2 runs score.
Well, here's Garcia, who began this onslaught with a double and scored a run in this inning. And he'll rip that one foul. It was not a good crowd when the night began. Obviously, it has thinned out down to just a couple thousand at this point. Good crowd last night, too.
Got to keep featuring breaking balls away to this gentleman right here at the plate, Garcia.
Giants do travel very well. 2-2. Yastrzemski on deck. Mike has a hit in this inning to drive in a run. Three and 2. So far, a 5-run ninth for the Giants, and a foul ball off his foot. Red Sox without JD Martinez. Out with a bit of a groin injury, and also Mookie Betts out with a sore foot. And have been held themselves tonight to 2 runs, 5 hits. Here's the 3-2. Liner to right, hangs up for Brock Holt for the catch. That's all, but they get 5 more. 11-2 Giants. Well, Giants fans here at Fenway thanking Bruce Bochy, who retires at the end of the season and is on the verge of his 2000th career win. He can get that tonight, and it's looking awfully good on top. 11-2.
I think it's safe.
Yeah. Got the champagne on ice for him. Anderson Franco, right-hander, is about to make his major league debut. Native of Venezuela, 26 years old, just called up from AAA this past Sunday.
A lot of starts, 22 starts at AAA in 26 games.
See the ERA way up there, but everybody gets crunched in AAA nowadays. 5.5 ERAs. Okay.
Juan Centeno will step in to hit. Coming off the bench. 11 runs on 15 hits for the Giants. 2 runs, only 5 hits for the Sox tonight. They made 1 error. Is the 8th plate appearance at the major league level for Juan Centeno as he takes a strike. Chris Owings is on deck. He'll hit for Mitch Moreland. And then Jackie Bradley scheduled to bat. Jackie does have a hit tonight. Though originally it was ruled an error.
Red Sox started a lot of games this year where they had, you know, Vasquez and Leon in there at the same time, one at first base, one catching, and no backup catcher on the bench really. So Centeno was called up. When the roster's expanded.
Seems like forever ago when Swihart was here. Remember last year?
Yeah.
They kept him all year because of that situation.
Tried to make him into a super utility guy.
Yeah.
Boy, hard to believe that Blake was on the ball club this year, right?
Right.
Pop off to the left. There's Crawford ranging over to make the catch and foul ground, one away.
Yeah, when you think about it, I mean, he made the club out of spring training.
I know. It's like
they sent Sandy Leon back to AAA. All of a sudden, the pitching got off to a shaky start, and they made a quick change by getting Leon back up here.
Doesn't seem like it was this year, does it?
Yeah.
It seems like
last year or 2 years ago.
Really?
We kept talking about it the last week. What are they going to do about the catching? What are they going to do about Swihart? You know. And
then they changed lanes, and
yeah.
You remember the the mini controversies, in some cases big controversies where they kind of resolve themselves, but they just feel like they happened years ago.
Well, I'll tell you what, when that happened, I thought that Porcello needed Leon, and I thought that Sale needed him. I did, and I thought I was kind of a believer of that, and then it's hard for me right now to renege that, but that's what I thought at the time because it was going haywire.
Yeah.
Always a pinch hitter, 125 with 2 home runs on the year. With 1 away. 97, pretty live arm from Anderson Franco. 0-2. He's come out of the bullpen in his major league debut. He's thrown 7 pitches, every one of them a strike. Big strong kid. And he finally misses.
Yeah, I don't care, what the score is. You make your major league debut, you got to be a little bit nervous, and he's throwing strike after strike.
Down he goes. He struck him out with a slider.
Yeah, he shook off that fastball, said, "I want my slider. Let me show you my slider."
Yeah, let me show you something different. Not a big break, but a different look.
So 2 gone here in the bottom of the 9th. We were just starting to get the game going at this point last night, which wouldn't end until after 1 o'clock in the morning. But here the Giants with a huge lead, and Bruce Bochy maybe moments away from celebrating the 2000th victory of his managerial career. The Giant fans very well aware of that momentous occasion.
You never thought they'd be chanting Bochy in the stands, huh? In Fenway.
Well, he helped to bring them 3 World Series rings. And they love him for that. The 0-2. Now Franco's thrown 12 pitches, 11 strikes. Base is empty. 2 down, 2 strikes on Jackie. Just got a piece of it.
Little changeup that time from Franco. Fastball, slider, change. We've seen them all.
Tomorrow afternoon, the finale in this series. That's at 1:05. Eduardo Rodriguez against Madison Bumgarner. It has pitcher's duel written all over it. with those two. A pair of lefties. 1-2 pitch. And we'll see tomorrow if either Mookie Betts or JD Martinez or both of them get into the lineup.
Might kind of be surprised.
Yeah.
Day game.
Would seem unlikely. High fly toward the wall. That one carrying back there, and that ball on top of that shelf.
Home run.
That's number 20. That's what that is.
Bounds back onto the warning track. They have not ruled it a home run.
Oh,
Ball's gone.
They may have to take a look at another look at this.
That looked like it was on the shelf.
I thought it was.
And therefore gone. Take a look. Ooh.
Yeah, it's up on the shelf.
Yeah,
Ball's on the shelf. That's
Yeah,
gone.
That's a
Number
home run.
20.
Mark it in your calendar.
Put it on the board. Yes.
It ought to be number 20 for Jackie Bradley.
Nothing's coming easy for Jackie tonight, right?
No.
You can't even take your 20 home run trot, man. They cut down on that. Change up out over the plate, and I'll tell you what, he does damage the other way, especially in Fenway, and he's hit several home runs the opposite way out of those 20.
Yeah,
I'd venture to say 10 of them.
Yeah, that's definitely a home run. On top of the shelf and then deflected off the fan.
Over that red line, no question about it. And he's going to take the next 90 feet, and that is a home run. For JBJ, his 20th home run of the season.
What a bizarre way to get 20.
Really.
Well, he's had to really fight for his last 2 hits. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard.
I'd tell you,
11-3.
I'd still like to know how many he's hit the other way, home runs out of 20.
Yeah, you're right, a lot. So that'll bring up Marco Hernandez, who's 1 for 3 with a single. 11-3 Giants. Jackie had to have an error overturned by the official scorer, which was the right call to make in the end. Got a single out of that. Now the home run eventually after a stop at third for the review. And a count of 2-0 on Marco. Two balls and 1 strike, 2 down, nobody on base. 3-1. Red Sox with a couple of home runs tonight. Rafael Devers had one as well, so the Sox at 231. Which is the second highest total in franchise history. They hit 238 in 03. Now Bochy moments away from joining an illustrious list. That one's poked foul of big league managers to win 2,000 games. He would be number 11. And the other 10 are all in Cooperstown. And here's the 3-2 to Marco Hernandez. Fly to center field. Pilar underneath this. And the Giants win it. Final score of 11-3, and that is 2,000 wins for Bruce Bochy. Our mutual play of the game presented by Mass Mutual. Samardzija, the winning pitcher, coming out to shake his hand. And a great accomplishment for a tremendous manager. He's going to join those other 10 in the Hall of Fame. Red Sox have put it up on the big board as well to salute him. Final score tonight. Applause from the Red Sox as well for Bruce Bochy. The Giants 11 and the Red Sox 3. TC.
That way, Mickey.